you for staying with us. Wale Edun is going to have his hand full. He's going to be coordinating the economy, and he's going to be driving the finance ministry. And this is very, very strategic. And we need that sector to, turn around whatever fortune we might have inherited from the last administration.
Asiwaju is out to make money. And I want Nigerians to challenge me that I said so. This president is out to make money. Part of why some of these ministries were created is because he has seen the potential in creating them, the potential to come up with revenue. Yeah. Yesterday I was talking about what Lisa Gbakoba said about the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. He said for 40 years they had been pleading that this ministry should be created. Now it's been created. At a time when Ghana was already turning itself to the shipping hub of our continent. And Togo here, turning itself to an aviation hub, because Emirates and the rest of them, they prefer to go to Togo than come to Nigeria.
Yes, Emirates, they've left Nigeria.
So there are issues that we need to fix. And Agbakoba is saying that ministry alone can give us revenue in excess of 7 trillion. 7 trillion, that's a lot of money. So we have a frugal person there, probably the most frugal governor of his generation. He's been given that ministry. Asiwaju did the last minute tweaking, and the man they earlier gave that ministry will now be the Minister of Interior. So he made and he brought back the Niger Delta Ministry, after a lot of complaints and anger over his the decision to scrap it. The Senate actually recommended that the Niger Delta Development Commission should go back to the presidency. It was the resolution of the Senate. So I thought the president wanted to implement that resolution. No, when they probed the Akpabio, the committee that Akpabio set up at that time to run the affairs of the ministry. So in the end, we have tourism, for example, standing alone. Tourism has tremendous potential to make money for our country. And communications. The young man, Bosun, who is now in charge of communication innovation, and what's the other? Digital economy. Bosun has to show his inventiveness. He has to show that he is, as a young person, that he has bright ideas, the kind of ideas that our country had needed for a long time. So I think that in the final analysis, and look at what we are trying to do with gas, causing gas resources to stand alone because of a tremendous potential that we have in that sector. I can guarantee you that even now, we are beginning to see an improvement in revenue. Right now, we are beginning to see an improvement in revenue. That improvement would cut across, given the approach of this president. All that he needs to do is to monitor those ministers very well, so that at no point would they derail. You can imagine, we have a country now that is like fast becoming the entertainment
capital
of our continent. Look at Ghanaians. I was reading Ghana, they were saying, look at us. The Nigerians have taken over completely. So we have a situation in which we can actually take the creativity, the creative juice of our entertainers, we can take it to the next level with a ministry created for them now. How can government and the Davidos, the Zinoliskis, the hot kids
Even the
of this
the
world,
filmmakers.
how can they work together
Femi Adebayo.
for everyone's good?
Yeah.
You know, of course, the movie industry too, Nollywood had even been there before the Davidos, the Burna Boys, before they hit the scene. But what I'm saying is, how can government work with these guys and deliver solid results that will lead to more money for our country? Because you look at Volvo, for example, when you talk about Volvo, Sweden, Volvo was bringing highest foreign exchange into the country. Then ABBA came. ABBA, the musical group that is now defunct. ABBA became the highest foreign exchange earner for Sweden. To the point that when those two couples, when they now quarreled, and the second couple were the point of breakup, their prime minister tried his best to make sure that the musical group does not break up, so that Sweden will continue to earn good foreign exchange from the ABBA musical group, which dominated the 70s and the 80s. So that is the extent to which entertainment can actually fetch money for a country. So it's forward thinking to create that ministry that takes care of the Davidos of this world and the rest of them. Now we have to see how government and those guys can work together for the good of our country. So there are a lot of things that excite me, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to see the first few months of the cabinet. Let's see the signs, the positive signs that will come from a lot of these brilliant people that the government has brought in. They talk about some governors. Oh, those governors, why did they bring them in? Some of those governors are even technocrats at heart. Yeah. The man with the funny beard from Jigawa, he never worked for anyone until he became governor. Industrialist, very successful businessman. He never worked in government until he became governor. So this is not everybody that is just a career politician. They can't function in everywhere else. You can't tell me that a Dave Umahi, who has already shown that he showed his potential as a governor. You can't tell me that he can't do it. You can't tell me that Wike cannot do it. I'm positive that Wike will deliver.
Even Bayo Adelabu?
Yes. Bayo Adelabu, thorough. Yeah, okay, again, a politician that you can't say is not a technocrat.
Very, very solid.
He's a technocrat. You know, we saw him in Ibadan when we went for the Ajimobi program, you know. Unassuming character, you not even know that he's a big man. And he excelled in the CBN. Nothing says that the power ministry that he has been given, that he cannot excel. Because they need to be monitored. The president has to do his job of keeping everybody on his toes.
Talking about this power ministry that Jide is talking, in my generation, in my lifetime, I would like this problem to be solved permanently.
Yeah, but our prayer is that
somebody will come and solve this power problem. Bola Tinubu tried in Lagos
25 years ago.
Yes, with the Aaron in place. Now, Muhammadu Buhari, with the deregulation of that sector, as signed by President Tinubu when he got there, one of the first bills that he signed, to be able to say, let's solve our power problem right now.
The only way to solve the power problem is what you said, the regulation of the power sector, not the carry one that they did when they sold off our assets. I think the new minister is going to function more for both power and money. That will come because I remember him saying that what he wanted to do was to bring in investors into the power sector in such a way that they will not become parasitic, like the present discourse are. Because present discourse, for the use of a better word, cannot be said to be performing. So the new minister, I think, is working out a deal, especially for those who want to invest in the power sector, started during the Babari administration, by the way, so it's not really new. Is to ensure that we have enough power generated in certain areas to continue the legacy that Buhari started, especially with those non-power elements that were gone to the villages. I'm sure that people will be surprised at the level of work that will be done to bring in foreign investors to the power sector in the next 6 months. The new minister, I know, is totally committed to making that difference. Because he told his people that this is the best opportunity in Nigeria today for us to really industrialize. And industrialization only comes when the people bring in money to the power sector are sure that they will get a return on investment.
All right.